Yeah, the first reaction was excitement, and then that's kind of followed by doubt. Like, can I do this? Am I up for this? Because it's a huge responsibility. It's obviously a very expensive movie, and you're like, oh, maybe I'll just wind up getting fired or something. But then you got to get rid of that because I'm playing, a general, so he's not the kind of guy to doubt himself very much. So, and then you realize, at the end of the day, it's you're playing, like when you were a little boy, you're just using your imagination. So, might as well have a good time. I don't know. I don't know if I've even processed it yet. I mean, I didn't go back and watch Superman 2 again because I was worried about, like, I just knew that whatever I did had to be totally different, and I didn't want to pick up any mannerisms or anything. But um, I I do feel like that just the scripts in and of themselves are very different. The way that David has written the character. There's a lot of these lines. People are always like, are you going to say kneel before Zod or some of the other iconic lines? And they're very fun, but they don't really fit into the kind of Zod that David created in the script because he's not into just giving people a hard time for hard time's sake, or exercising his power over people just to be mean. He's actually trying to do something. There's something he's trying to do, and that's all he cares about. Yeah, it was a lot of work physically. I mean, we spent months preparing, just on the physical level. Doing conditioning and stunts training, learning the moves. Uh, but that was kind of fun, actually. I particularly like the boxing. I used to do sparring with this guy Justin. He was my partner, one of the stuntmen. He was my double, actually. He was the Zod stuntman, and he'd put on the pads and he'd get me doing combinations and stuff. I think every guy's a sucker for that. Yeah. I had always known that Zach was very strong visually. Like, I was a huge fan of The Watchmen and Sucker Punch, and I knew that visually he was going to bring it. Um, but what I was really, I don't even want to say surprised by, but what I really admired was how much thought he brought to the characters. His direction was very kind of sensitive, and like he was always really trying to figure out what was going on with the character. It wasn't about the effect, or it wasn't like, bigger, louder, faster. He was really trying to figure out what was going on in each scene, um, at a very human level, which I think you can see in the final product. Because a lot of people just think, oh, this is going to be a big spectacle, but I think what will surprise people is the scenes between the characters actually have some gravity to them.